All right, what's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. A book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. Um, this video is entitled Gentleman versus Simp. I think, because of how the current dating, approaching, relationship, gender roles, opportunism, feminism, the changing of society. Guys look at being chivalrous and doing things that men do or gentlemen do as being a simp, and I know I can see why, because but I think there's a difference between a gentleman and a simp. For one, I don't think gentlemen are thirsty. I think simps are thirsty. And what I mean by that is, I don't think a gentleman, first of all, when it says gentleman, gentle man, you know what I'm saying? But there's a understanding that if somebody's a gentleman, they're a grown man first. Simps don't necessarily can be grown boys, you know what I'm saying, who don't have a hold on themselves or reality. Gentlemen are more so on the line of on point people, on point men, and simps run the gamut of guys who are just not on point to on point. So to me, we were talking about two different types of guys who can actually be doing the same exact thing, and you can't argue with the results. So sometimes they do end up with the same results as far as disrespect or a waste of their time and money. But the gentlemen and simps handle it differently. Like, what I mean by that is, being polite is not a problem. If a woman is upset that a man's being polite to her, that's not going to stop that man from being polite to another woman. With a simp, I've been polite to one chick today. She turned me off. I ain't being polite to no more of these chicks the rest of the day, because that's an external thing. Like the gentleman is an internal thing. Simp is an external thing. Men can handle it. It's not just rejection. And getting into that part of it, I think gentlemen deal with less rejection than simps do, because gentlemen might not necessarily be approaching all these women. Just having a conversation with a woman, some women are slow to pick up when a man's actually just having a conversation and when he's trying to talk to her. And because some of these women are feeling themselves too much, and they've been taught that every guy who says hi wants to get in their panties, when it throws a lot of women off when you're just talking. And and unfortunately, with simps, I don't care how nice or not nice that they present themselves, it's all about getting in your pants at some point. And I think that's a win for quote unquote gentlemen, because when you're not trying to get in women's pants, ironically you can get in their pants. But the other thing is, it takes more of a either he's taken vibe or he's not impressed. Like it's not, your presence isn't that much. Is not to be put on a pedestal or exalted. And I think simps have a problem with putting women on pedestals and exalting them, and gentlemen don't. And I'm like, yeah, you're a woman. You're pretty, you're not pretty, whatever. I'm gonna do my gentleman thing. I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna say hi. I'm gonna make myself available to do nice things for women, or do things to protect women, or teach, or just be my best self in public and in private in general. Because the other thing about being a gentleman is you're a gentleman with women and men. You're not just a gentleman with women. And simps, it's a group based thing. A gentleman could do right by another man. Like, look, man, I see you down on your luck. Here's a way to help you out. I see you need some instruction. Here's some instruction. You need somebody just to tell you to have faith in yourself or help build up your confidence. I got you. Like, it's not, gentlemen don't have a problem helping out their fellow man or fellow woman in general, because I think they're better at navigating society. And what is the old quote? It's nice to be nice. They don't have a problem with that. Simps, it's different, because I think simps, every move they make, they want to get something out of it, and you're not going to get something out of every move you make. I think gentlemen have more of a entrepreneurial business mindset, or a long-term mindset, where they may do a bunch of good deeds and reap with all the benefits of those good deeds in due time, and they understand that, even if they're not trying to do it for that purpose. Because it's funny how, if you look out for the world, at some point or another, the world is going to look after you. Simps, if I do this for you, you got to do this for me right now. It's immediate reciprocity, and it doesn't work that way, and that's where the bitterness and anger sets in, because we do live in a fast food, a fast paced, gimme type society, where everybody wants what they want right now, and it isn't conducive to actually a good life. I think that's another place where gentlemen and simps differ. I think, saying that in a quick way, I think gentlemen deal with adversity better than simps. A gentleman could hear something about himself and like, I'm going to work on that. I didn't know I was doing that. I'm going to fix that about myself. Not because not to impress this person, but this person may have said something or gave me a criticism about myself that I wasn't aware of. And because I want to be a better man in general, I'm going to take it into consideration, and I'm going to fix it for my benefit and the betterment of myself. Simps, they can't take adversity or constructive criticism, because it's like, sometimes I'm just fine the way I am. Well, not really. Everybody can improve. Not saying you're not good where you're at, but to be closed off to self-improvement, that's a simp move, because you automatically say that you got it all together. Just like even when they do the cartoons of thugs versus simps, you notice that the way that these guys or simps are presenting themselves is not like they got it together. They're not. It's okay to be a nerd, but some of these guys they're not in the best of shape, not in the best health. They don't carry themselves with confidence. They don't have confidence in themselves. They're aloof, or they lack honesty with self. They lack the ability to improve on themselves in other aspects. You can't just be smart and that's it. You have to be good across the board. And the presentation of a modern day simp is one guy who may be extremely well in one facet of life, but not good in the rest, and not willing to work on the rest. And I think with these other guys, they actually just have not necessarily the willingness or the ability to be better than these guys in certain aspects of life. They just lie about it. They put an effort into lying about them being better than they are. But with simps, it is what you get. Another thing. A gentleman can call BS, whether it's a man or a woman. Simps can't. because simps have a way of bowing down to men or women in hopes to get sex out of the equation. And that's part of the reason why a lot of the times these guys aren't respected, because it's not that they're overly nice. No, that's different. It's the fact that they're ignoring reality, and they're letting bad behavior slide because they're hoping to get in somebody's yoni, right? Another thing that I would say there's a difference between gentlemen and simps is when gentlemen do things, they already understand. They present themselves to the door as men. At the door, they're presenting themselves as men. So even if a woman decides to go left and not present herself as a lady, he'll still handle her like a man and handle the situation like a man. So if she causes a problem in public, he'll politely just, well, this is a good evening. Well, we're done for the night. Take care of yourself. Or, I'll get you an Uber or whatever. Or I'll pick up the check and I'll leave you right here where you stand. Because gentlemen don't have a problem. If I decided I wanted to take you out, I'm gonna decide to take you out. Now, if you're not the person who I asked out, it's okay. That's who you want to be. I'm gonna leave you where you stand. You're gonna remember that you were on a date with a man and a man left you in your shenanigans. Simps will put up with it, and put up with a bad date because he doesn't have any self-respect. I don't think simps have self-respect. And it's a process. I mean, some guys have to grow into themselves to get there, but I think it's a process for some. It's not everybody doesn't get it as fast as other people. I'm just gonna say that. But I think another thing is gentlemen understand they can talk to somebody else. They can replace a woman who's out of line, or a woman who just, it just isn't his cup of tea, and that's okay. It's not a big deal for these guys. Simps have this thing like nobody will ever want them again. Like if they don't get this particular girl, they'll never get a girl in their life. And I think because simps don't really improve, they don't get approached, or they don't get flirted with, or women don't come into their company and are comfortable around them. And women aren't receptive to their energy and the way they do things because they wear the cologne of desperation. I think gentlemen wear the cologne of confidence and achievement. So I think there's differences. I mean, and even when gentlemen talk to women, they'll tell, look, I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm just saying hello. It's not that serious. Simps, can't believe you. A gentleman has a sense of humor. That's the one thing I can say. Gentlemen have a sense of humor. Like, everything doesn't have to be serious. Everything, even with chivalry, everything doesn't have to be serious. Even with being a man, everything doesn't have to be serious. I would say, cartoon reference. A gentleman would be like Mufasa, and a simp would be like Scar. Mufasa didn't have to be a lion, the king of the jungle every moment of the day. It's like, look, man, I'm the man. I'm the man out in this here jungle. I know that. You know that. But I ain't gotta flex it all the time. Simps seem a bit more angry because they need a moment to flex their manhood all the time to prove that they got it. And if you got it, you don't have to flex it like that. And it just looks different, because their manhood comes in direct with a caveat that they're insecure. And I don't think gentlemen are insecure. I think simps are insecure. So because it's getting to 15 minutes, I'm going to shut this down right here. Talk to y'all later. Peace.